Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and today we're going to make this beautiful net stitch bracelet. Alright, here's what we need to get started. I've got some size 11 seed beads. I've got some size 8 seed beads. You can use whatever colors you like the best. I've got a magnetic clasp. I have my size 10 beading needle. And I have size B Nymo thread and also a pair of bead scissors. And of course your handy dandy beading mat. I've started by stringing on about 5 feet of thread, and we're going to start by stringing on an 8/0, an 11/0, an 8/0, an 11/0, an 8/0, and an 11/0. Okay, so you're going to have 3 of each, ending with the 11/0. I'm going to pull my thread down. Then I'm going to loop back up through all of the beads. Just like so. And I'm going to tie a square knot right here just to secure the base. Okay, looking good. Alright, so I'm going to go up through the next 8/0 and the 11/0, like so. And I'm going to put on 5 11/0s. So we're starting with the basic pattern right away. I'm going to skip the 8/0 and I'm going to go into the next 11/0. Okay, and I'm going to add 5 11/0s. Go into the next 11/0. Holding on to my work. Just like so. And you want to pull pretty snugly, but the pattern will start taking shape shortly. Okay, add 5 more 11/0s. Okay, and we're going to go into this 11/0, and then I'm going to go up 3 11/0s just a step up. Okay, and then you can pull each individual one to tighten them up if you like. Okay, so that puts us in the center of our 5 seed beads that we added. Now I'm going to add an 8/0, and I'm going to go into the 4th seed bead up, or the 3rd from that one. So the middle of that row of 5, and I'm going to pull snugly. Then I'm going to add another one. I'm going to go 1 2 3, so right in the center bead of those 5, and pull, and 1 more. So 1 2 3. Okay, and then I'm going to go around just to tighten up the row and make everything secure. I'm going to go through all 3 of the 8/0s, and then back through the first one and through the seed bead in between right there. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so what that does is it just secures my row and sets me up for the next row. So we're going to repeat. We're going to go 5 seed beads, if I can get them on there. I have 3, 4, 5 beads, and I'm going to go through the next seed bead in the size 11 in between the size 8s. Okay, I'm going to add 5 more. 1 And I'm going to go in between, on the 11-0, in between the two size 8 seed beads. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, if you're a beader, you're going to be a serial counter. Okay, we're going to go on that bead in between, and then I'm going to go up the next 3 beads to get to the 3rd bead of the 5 that we put on. And here's where you can just kind of pull each one and tighten up the row if you need to. Okay, so now we're going to add the size 8s. So again, I'm going to go into 1, 2, 3. Just turn my work a little bit. Add a size 8. Go into the 3rd seed bead of the 5. And 1 more. I like this color combination, it's quite pretty. Okay, so we're going to go into that last size 11 seed bead. Pull this up tight, and then I'm going to go through all 3 of the size 8s again. Then back through the first size 8 and the size 11 in between. Okay, so I'll probably make a bracelet out of this, but I'll show you some steps in between. From now, just follow the same steps going around, and I'll show you when we're halfway there, and we'll show you how the pattern looks. Alright, so I've gotten about a couple inches, and you'll see that the pattern's starting to form nicely. You can really see the copper beads shine through the green beads here. And I'm going to keep going. My bracelet is going to be about 7.5 inches. I usually, for this little class, I'm going to allow about 1/2 inch, so I'm going to do about 7 inches. And we'll keep going. Alright, I've gotten a few inches done, and you'll find that, you know, after a few inches you are going to have to add a new thread. Easiest way to do that is end with the 8/0 seed bead row. Then you're just going to go down a few of the 11/0 seed beads, tie a couple of 1/2 inch notches, and then run a few more threads down. And pretty much the same with tying back on. Now, if you wax your thread like I do, you are going to have a little bit of wax residue when you first start out. I found my old seam ripper, and it's got a little brush on it, and you can just brush that off and it'll take it off. So just a little tip for you. And I'm going to continue on until we get to the bracelet length, and then I'll show you how to put on the clasp. Alright, so I've got my bracelet at 7 inches. You can see it's a nice round form, very sturdy. Has a nice pattern to it. I really like these colors together. And next we're going to add on the clasp. So okay, I'm going to go through the 3 beads one more time just to secure them. So I'm going to go. That just makes them tight. Okay, so now I need to add the clasp. Now, thank goodness I don't have any metal, so this is going to be pretty easy. So I'm going to take 4 seed beads, 4 size 11s, and I'm going to add 2. I'm going to go through the clasp. Watch it stick to my needle. Okay, I'm going to add 2 more seed beads. Keep it simple. Now see, it's coming out in between those two, so since there's only 3, I'm going to go through this one. Then I'm going to go back up through the 2 size 11s and through the clasp. Then I'm going to go down through the size 11s. I'm going to go through this last seed bead here just to secure it since there isn't one to go into. You just kind of have to improvise sometimes as long as it's straight. Okay, I'm going to go back up the seed through the clasp and back down through these two. Now since I am coming out of that middle seed bead, I'm just going to go around, go back through the front, and then I'm going to go back through and around one more time. Just to make sure everything's tight. Also like to push the clasp down in between the seed beads once we get to this round, just to make sure it's not on the thread, so it's less breakage that way. Okay, so we're going to pull it tight. I'm going to go through this seed bead. The clasp wants to stick to my needle. I'm going to go down through the 2 seed beads and through here. And then I'm just going to wind my way back down, tie off my thread, and then we'll do the other side. Alright, so we're ready to finish the other end. So what we're going to do is I tied on my thread, and I'm just going to go through the 8/0 beads a couple of times just to make sure they're secure. And tight. Okay, so I'm coming out of the 8/0 bead, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go through I'm going to add 2 11/0 seed beads. I'm going to go through here. I'm going to add 2 more 11/0 seed beads. And then where I'm coming out here, I'm just going to go through this way. Actually, I'm going to go this way, just to make sure it's fairly even. And then I'm going to go back up the seed beads, through the hole in the clasp, back down the 11/0s. Alright, and since I came out that way, I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to go back up the 11/0s. Now this is where I'm going to start pulling a little bit just to get this to rest in between the seed beads. Okay, I'm going to go through. I'm going to go down. My needle keeps sticking to my clasp. Okay, I'm going to pull a little bit just to rest the clasp in between the seed beads. This makes it a little sturdier. I'm going to go, since it's coming out this side, I'm going to go through this side. And we're going to go one more time. I'm going to go up the seed beads, through the clasp. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit to put it in between the seed beads. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to pull, so the seed beads will be to the side of it. And I'm going to go ahead and go this way. At this point you can pull it apart too. Okay, I'm going to go back up the seed beads, through the clasp, Push it down just a little bit. Go back through the seed beads. Back through the 8/0. And then I'm going to go through the rest of the 11/0s and down and tie off my thread. Alright, so we've completed the bracelet. You can see it forms a nice little pattern. And as far as the clasp goes, now just to reiterate, if it depends on what kind of clasp you're using, but if you're using a little magnetic clasp like this, you can allow 1/2 inch to get the right length. But if you're using, say, a lobster claw and 2 jump rings, then you'll probably want to leave about 1 inch of space, just to make sure you get it the right size. But overall, the bracelet's beautiful. I'm happy with it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and may creativity be your guide.